Yo, 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 what's happening, ladies and gentlemen? Forgive me for my absence. It's been a bank holiday. We like to kick back. We don't trade Mondays because the madness that you see in the charts is an example of why we don't trade Mondays. We like to use Mondays as a means to understand what is likely to happen throughout the rest of the week. Mad love and respect if you have just passed through to the Traders Reality channel. My name is Tino, and tonight's video is going to help you understand, as a trader and as a holder, what to expect from Bitcoin in the coming sessions. So normally I like to do an update for the holders at the start of the week and sometimes towards the end of the week, but tonight is a little bit of a special. Yeah, we're gonna bring the fire to both the holders and the traders. So stay with me on this one, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. So what's Bitcoin been up to? Okay, so let's just jump back in time, ladies and gentlemen. And I can't stress the importance of watching the previous streams and then watching videos like this. Why? Because you're going to see the before. You're going to hear what has been said. And then you're going to be able to take what you can from that previous stream or video and then apply it to what actually happened later on. So here's an example. Yesterday's live, okay? Bitcoin, will Monday be a false move? That was the question. And these were the ranges that we were talking about in the channel, in the stream itself, where we were trying to establish if Bitcoin was going to continue down lower, what reasonings would we need to believe that was the case? Well, at this point in time, ladies and gentlemen, we had the issue of this stopping volume candle right there, okay? So I'll go to the chart in a split second. More importantly, Bitcoin was trading at the closer towards the psychological low. Okay, there was no means to try and make its way above towards the psychological high. They did that at the start of the open for the week. Okay, and that was on a Saturday. So there was no reason for us to believe that it was going to go higher. Everyone was running for Bitcoin to go lower and lower and lower. And guess what? Your wish is my command. It went down lower, ladies and gentlemen. But what we need to understand is, in principle, what can we take from this video to help us understand why it actually went down lower? And we had highlighted the zones in the chart. Now, these points right here, 39,520 and then 39,133, were key points in the chart, which would tell us that if this structure was going to break down, then we would expect price to make its way even further. Okay, so let's actually have a look at what had happened in the chart, ladies and gentlemen. Let's mark off 39,520. Where is that? Let's just get our little line right here, 39,520. Oh, look how close that was, man. Look at that. 39,520. That's where the first zone was. Happy days. The next zone was 39,133. So we'll get another line right here, 39,133. And we're going to mark that off, 39,133. Okay, cool. Now remember, ladies and gentlemen, I'm a day trader. I'm only interested in scalping. I want to improve the odds of a trade playing out in my favor by only looking for surefire, momentous moves. That's what I'm looking for. I don't care about Bitcoin going to 50K or 20K from here. It's too much of a wide range for me to even consider. Okay, I'll be exposing myself to so much variance if I'm looking for a wider swing. If you are a swing trader, you would already be accustomed to that sort of thinking. Okay, so here we go. Let's have a look at what they actually did last night. So going into last night's session, you can see that the psychological high and the psychological low. Okay, we said it that if they actually break down from this range right here, we would likely see them come into this range right here and then this zone right here. And that's exactly what they did. Okay. But what you've got to understand is this, ladies and gentlemen. It was a Monday morning, early morning, Sunday night, okay? It was the Tokyo session. We are already knowing that UK didn't have any liquidity to bring because it was a bank holiday, okay? Look at this. From the high of the week right here. So let me just bring the volume profile. From the high of the week all the way down to this current point in the chart. Look at that, man. Absolutely zero volume in that area. Okay, so look at what you're dealing with. You're dealing with quite explosive moves. Now, don't get me wrong. It's great to be a part of these moves and take advantage of these sort of plays, okay? But you want to really improve the chances of a trade playing out in your favor, okay? Now, what's important is the fact that we said last night in the stream that if we do get a break below the psychological range, then we are anticipating a retrace to test the range. That's what we wait for. The retrace will always tell you where you are. Look where the retrace was. They had the move to the downside. They hit the first zone right there, 39,520. Look at the accuracy of the move, man. They came in, tapped that zone, and they reversed back up. Price failed to go above the 13 and the 5 EMA, nowhere near the 50 EMA, nowhere near the psychological low. They had come back up and recovered more than 50% of this red vector candle in the Hong Kong session. There was no reason for you not to believe that price was going to go lower. Notice that I didn't say there was no reason for you to take a trade. There's no reason for you to believe that it was going to go lower. You see, ladies and gentlemen, the game of trading can't be about money. The game of trading has to be about being correct, because the money is the end result. It's going to be, you're going to get paid. Master your execution, then my friends, you're going to see the fruits of this game. Okay? Forget the money whilst trying to make money. See, it's a bit of a mad thing there, isn't it, ladies and gentlemen? Now we see this big drop to the downside, and you can see bright as day that they had attacked the range, came into the M0 zone, and we look left and you can see the zone that they actually took. Look at this. This is frightening. If we go closer and closer, look at this wick right here, okay? And look at this vector candle zone. If I mark off the chart, look what we got. Look at that. They went straight into that zone. That was a vector candle range. Okay, just look at it. They even went even lower than that, ladies and gentlemen. My concern was this area here. And the fact is that they haven't gone down to that zone. Now, that is a problem for us. Okay, so I'm going to mark that off in the chart and be aware of it. But look what they did today. Good old Mr. Market Maker came back from his bank holiday weekend. He saw the charts and was like, I ain't letting these shorts get one over me. That ain't happening on my watch. This is my playground. This is my territory. You come to the game, we're the players, not you. And that's the truth, ladies and gentlemen. You see, the game of trading isn't about how much money you make. It's about how you behave when you're up against the same players who have designed this game for you to lose. Yeah? It's not about the money. It's about the staying in the game and playing alongside Mr. Market Maker. As my mother used to say, how long can you swim with the sharks? You know? Because you don't want to get bit. That's the truth. So, for my day traders, what can we expect from Bitcoin now? We've had this wonderful move to the upside. Does it mean it's time to go all in? Bitcoin moving higher? Well, I'll be honest with you. I had a conversation with the patrons of the channel. Now, if you are interested in getting involved in the Patreon for further understanding, go check out the Patreon. Everything you need is in the description of this video. But I was saying to them that I needed Bitcoin to move aggressively away from the psychological ranges sooner than later. Because if we get a move where they actually move higher and go into the psychological ranges before the start of the week, then they are going to be preparing price to drop. Now, what we got instead is what we wanted. We wanted them to move away aggressively from the psychological ranges, because if you go back in time, you will see that every time the psychological ranges were formed, come Monday or Tuesday, they would move aggressively away from those ranges. And then come Thursday, we would expect them to come back up into those ranges or come back down into those ranges. Okay, that was shown with this move right here. They had moved away from the psychological ranges from here. They shifted out of the range come Wednesday. Thursday, drop straight back into the psychological ranges. Okay? Now, the same thing has happened here, ladies and gentlemen. This is for my day traders. They've moved away from the psychological high and the psychological low. They've stabilized price, and now they've shifted back into the psychological ranges. They've even spiked even higher up here. Let me tell you why. Because, unfortunately, there was $317 million worth of shorts opened, and they have just eaten all of those traders up. How sad is that? It's unfortunate, isn't it, ladies and gentlemen? Look at that money. $317 million worth of shorts were eaten. They just took that liquidity. Now the next question sides on what's going to happen next for Bitcoin. Can we truly think that Bitcoin's going to continue higher from this point? Well, what is it that we wait for, ladies and gentlemen? We wait for the retrace. We always want to wait for the retrace because now that we have got this move to the upside, it looks like it's a bit of a V-shaped play. So we're now waiting for the retrace back down. Now, the retrace itself will solidify the proof of this move as if this was another means for them to get traders to commit to the upside again because they've just been shaken out on the shorts. Bitcoin would need to hold in this area right here, ladies and gentlemen. It would need to stay in this zone and stay above the 39,500 range for us to agree that Bitcoin is going to continue higher. If it can hold this point and then make its way back up from here, happy days. We will then be coming back into the recovery of the wick right here if it does stay like this and price doesn't drift down lower, all right? And then we would be expecting price to move higher from that point. Now, what you have to understand is this, ladies and gentlemen. If we zoom out on the hourly, you can see the structure has been broken. Oh, Tino, that doesn't, it's not a valid W formation now, Tino. Maybe not, okay? But price has come straight back into the range. They didn't spend that much time away from this area. So this could still be a valid structure right here, ladies and gentlemen, okay? As long as they stay above this range. They cannot break down low because if they break into this area here, ladies and gentlemen, okay, that would still be a cool structure. Why? Because we would in principle have 1, 2, 3 hits to the low. That would form a much bigger pattern. Remember, guys, these patterns and these structures, they are not static. You are not going to see a W formation perfect. If only that was the case. I'd say to you, just go find an M, go find a W, and pull whatever you want down. It's not going to be like that. They're always going to change it up. Look at how many M's and W's there are present in this structure right here, ladies and gentlemen. There's an M up there. There's a mini M right there. Mini W formation right there. There's a mini M right there. Another mini M. There's another W formation right there. It's patterns, 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 ladies and gentlemen. What are you going to do? So, in order to address what's going to happen from now, we need to understand that they are now trading within the psychological ranges. So tonight we will know. If they break it down, they need to stay above the 39 range. If they go beyond the 39,500 range, then it will be consistent with this move being a stop hunt rise and prepare Bitcoin to come down even lower. Okay? We know what zones are present down below, ladies and gentlemen. Don't be surprised by it. You can see those zones. Yeah? We know what zones are nearby. Okay? All they need to do now is they need to hold this structure right here for us to believe that they're going to try and come back up. Even if they do come back into it very sharply as well, like you've got to be aware that even though the 5 and the 13 EMA haven't fully crossed over the 1 hour time frame, okay, as long as they spend more time up here and form new candlesticks in this area, the 5 and 13 would naturally cross over the 50 EMA, and then we would be in the signs of potentially momentum sending price higher. Okay? I hope that puts things into perspective for you. For my holders right now, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Let's roll over to the higher time frames. Where we at? Daily time frame. What has Bitcoin done right there? Now this, look, it's just a bizarre candle, isn't it? They've come straight into the wick. All right, you see that there? They've come straight into that range. Problem that we've got is this zone right here, which we have marked off earlier, which you need to be mindful of. What have you done there, T? What a guy. What a guy. There's your boom moment, ladies and gentlemen. Happy days. Cool. This is the range that we're looking for. That's if Bitcoin can't get above the 50. My holders, listen. When Bitcoin gets above the 50 EMA, then we will have another conversation. Until then, there's too much that can happen in this range. Look, Bitcoin can come up to the 50 EMA. Great. From 40,000 all the way up to 42, everyone's going to be pumped that Bitcoin is on its way now and the bottom has been established. Okay? We know that this structure right here is still valid. Yeah? It's still a valid structure. We have not broken down fully. Now, some of the guys in the channel have been saying, Tino, what if this is the second leg? Well, let's check it out. What if this is the second leg? There's the start of the first leg. There's the peak of the leg first from the W formation. Now we are probably trying to work this bigger structure. At the end of the day, whatever it is that you are trading, whether it's the daily, whether it's the 1 hour, the 4, the 5 minute, the 2 minute, you must make your decisions based off the time frame you are trading. There are many patterns and there are many cycles within each time frame. Okay? Don't make decisions as a scalper on the 1 hour time frame or the 10-hour time frame or the daily. You're a scalper, you're only interested in max, the 1 minute, the 5 and the 15 minute. That is it. The 15 minute to a scalper is the same way a swing trader would look at the daily and the 4 hour and the 1 hour time frame. That's how it works. Okay? Now listen, until Bitcoin gets above the 50 EMA, there are no reasons for you to believe that Bitcoin can go higher. Now, some of you holders might think this might be a good point to add into Bitcoin and start accumulating it at 40k. Depends on your strategy. Okay? Ultimately, you don't want to be buying until you are of the belief that the narrative is favoring higher prices. Okay? But it all depends on your strategy. See, if you do have the capital, you could have started buying from here, 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 with the idea that they're going to come back up. But if they don't, you'll still be in a position to buy, and buy when price is dropping because you are waiting for it to come back up. Okay? The idea is to wait until they get cleanly above the 50 EMA. Look at how they behave when they get above the 50 EMA. You will be seeing a green vector candle push price above. They'll be then waiting for the retrace and then they continue higher. There is no reason as a holder, ladies and gentlemen, why you can't add to your longs when price is dropping and then capitalize on those longs as it comes out and take some money off here and then wait for them to do the business again. You've now got more capital to be able to withstand more of a deviation against your position in the anticipation that Bitcoin is going to slowly turn and make its way back up to the upside, where you would rinse and repeat. There is a video that I did that says that I've got an update for holders, which talks of a little bit of a strategy that may serve you if you are new to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? So, with that being said, tomorrow we'll be starting a new trading day. Okay? We'll have all the markets open. Liquidity will be flourishing through. We need to understand what we can expect this week. And frankly, ladies and gentlemen, we've got Powell talking this week. Okay? So, whatever happens from now up until Thursday, funny that is, we may see flatline price action, might get a little bit of volatility, okay? But we may get a little bit of boring behavior until Powell speaks, but it all depends on what Powell is going to be talking about. Because if Powell isn't really going to say much, then price might actually make its move, okay? If we actually go and look at Ethereum for a second, Ethereum's done a great job of holding this range so far. The spike lower and the come back up, it's not a rejection, it's just quickly grabbing the liquidity to create traders to believe price is dropping and then they reverse it back up. If there was $317 million worth of shorts that had been opened, okay, you can imagine how many there were in Ethereum. I'll quickly bring that up for you right now and have a look. Here we go. What is there for Ethereum? Give that a second. Here we go. Ethereum, 86 million. All right, that is that given range, but let me just change the range up here. It might actually still be the same amount, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know. Please let me know how many times I've said ladies and gentlemen in this video and put that in the comments. Mad love and respect to you. Here we go. Yeah, it was right. $86 million worth of shorts were opened on Ethereum after last night's drop to the downside, and they just spiked it all the way back up. Frightening, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely phenomenal. Dollar yen seems to still be rising to the upside, okay? This is what you call not mooning out. This is a heavenly currency, bruv. This currency pair ain't stopping. As long as this ain't stopping, that's going to be a bit of a problem for Bitcoin, okay? More so, gold seems to be trying to make its way up again. Something's not right. Dollar's rising, Bitcoin has been rising, gold has been rising. Who's going to give? Let's have a look at the NASDAQ. What did the NASDAQ do? NASDAQ didn't do anything today, okay? Did exactly what Bitcoin had done. Yeah? The yields? Well, risk is on, ladies and gentlemen. Look at the government advertising, 2.85%. Happy days. You know, you got $1 million and you go into the government bonds, you're getting a nice little return right there, okay? 30-year, same story. USDT dominance. Look at that. Now, I've been expecting USDT to come down for quite some time, okay? But they've made their way back up. Could this be the setup that is still going to be in play? could we assume that they're going to try and rip down into these ranges at some point? They tried here, they moved away. But if they're not following through with the move up here, ladies and gentlemen, then there is a good chance that we see this come down and potentially Bitcoin make its way back up, okay? Like I said to you guys, if Bitcoin violates the range of the 34 zone and this zone right here and this zone right here, then, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be having a different conversation. Because this green vector candle right here seems to be a problem for me. I'll only start paying attention to this candle once we recover this area right here in this zone. Okay? So, I hope that has served you, ladies and gentlemen. Mad love and respect if you've actually managed to survive this ear battering yet again. And if you are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, because this week I'll be going live Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday, 2 p.m. GMT and 10 p.m. GMT UK time. Make sure you get with the pattern watchers, ladies and gentlemen. Have yourself a wonderful evening, and I will catch up with you tomorrow. Take care of yourselves. Peace.